Yo, what's going on? Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? I think we got past the technology issue. Hopefully we got past the technology issue. We was having a big problem with technology. How you doing? My name is Carvel Bailey, Coach Carvel Bailey, and this is another episode of Life in Basketball. You can let me know if you can hear me, where you chiming in. Let me know where you chiming in from, city and state. Was having a big problem with technology. There we go. Was having a big problem with Carvel Bailey, Coach Carvel Bailey, and this is another episode of Life. Hey, how you doing? This is Coach Carvel Bailey, and this is another episode of Life and Basketball. Today we're going to travel down a different path, and I wanted to make this. This video and come before you. I wanted to make it before the final started, but I'm gonna give it to you now. And today we're gonna talk about number one reason the Raptors can win a championship. All right. Today we're talking about the number one reasons the Raptors can win a championship. So I'm gonna share this out. You share it out too, and then we get started. Share this couple more places. I wanted to make. Okay, so when you chime in, just let me know what city and state you coming checking in from. What city and state you checking in from? Again, we're gonna get into the number one reason. The number one reason why the Raptors can possibly win a championship. So without further ado, let's go on and get into it. So I posted up on my website, or I posted up on online. Still sending, sharing. One reason why the Raptors. I posted online the reason why the Raptors will win. Well, let me not say will win. The number one reason they can win national championship. And I posted a picture up. Of one of my former players, and I'm gonna get into it with you guys right now. So the picture that I posted up was of a young man named Stefan Hanna, and this young man is excellent. He's an excellent basketball player. He's an even better person. Excellent basketball player, better person. I coached this young man back in, I think, 2001, Hyde Park. 2001, 2002, 2 years. Assistant varsity coach. But this young man, Stefan Hanna, if you know him in Chicago land, in Chicago, you know the name Stefan Hanna. one of the best point guards to come out of Chicago, I would say, period. Um, Last year, I had the opportunity, Stefan is now a business owner, doing great with himself and his family. And I had the opportunity to meet or work Stefan Hannah out again around this time last year. This time last year, he came to one of the schools that I help, work with the kids. And he came with another player of mine, Fabian Harris. And I was working Fabian out. Steph came up, worked Steph out, and asked him a couple questions. I won't really get into it today. But nevertheless, we were talking to Steph, and I was kind of getting the oil running back through his engine. And he made a comment to me. He was like, "Man, Bailey," he says, "only like really like two people that know how to get to me." He says, "You and my D League coach." And I know the story about Steph in the D League and going overseas and then coming back home and going to the D League and being two-time Defensive Player of the Year and winning a D League championship and getting called, opportunity to play like with the Bulls and the Warriors, all those things. So Steph has done all that. And I'm gonna toot his horn right now. I'm tooting his horn, but this is what he told me. He said, "You and my D League coach know how to, kind of get to me, get under my skin in a different way that other players can't, that other coaches can't do." Um, and so with that, absolutely, B, absolutely, Stefan Hannah, absolutely. And so um, I said, okay, so like, tell me more about this guy. And he said, well, he just got the job, the head coaching job with the Raptors. And I'm like, really? He said, yeah. He said, he called me about a week before he got the job and he, asked me how I was doing. And he told me that he was getting the head coaching job. And I'm like, okay. And so then I started doing more research because if a guy like Stefan Hanna can say that myself and another person are people that can get him thinking and acting a certain way on the basketball court, even as an adult, I want to know who this other guy is. I want to know a little bit more about him. So the number one reason why the Raptors can win a national or NBA championship is because of a gentleman named Nick Nurse. Now, let me take you to Nick Nurse school a little bit. And if you know me, I got my notes. I'm gonna take you to Nick Nurse school for a minute. All right. Nick Nurse was born in Carroll, Iowa. In Carroll, Iowa. He's the youngest of 9 kids. And so the youngest of 9 kids tells me something already that this person is a competitor. If it's 9 of y'all, you competing, because and not really dealing with like scarcity or lack, but you're competing, and especially as the baby. So this guy, this is what he says. He says, I believe my that they are powerful and can do more than they thought they could do. He said this is what he get his teams to understand, that they are powerful and they can do more than they thought that they could do. He also say he liked playing fast and he liked playing the game sharing. He likes sharing the game and he likes playing the game fast. Let's go back and look at game one. Toronto played fast and they played together. Well, they've been doing that the whole year. Most people just haven't been watching them, or they too busy watching Aubrey, right? Drake. But let me tell you about this guy, Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse has won several championships, including 2 in the Britain Basketball League and 2 in the D League. So now, how does this bring me back to Stefan Hanna? Well, Stefan Hanna played for Nick Nurse with the Iowa Energy when they won a D-League championship. And Stephon Hannah scored 31 points that game. And now Nick Nurse actually kind of started the Iowa Energy, and they kind of gave him carte blanche to create this team. And in the fourth year, they won a championship. Well, he had guys like Otheus Jeffers on the team. And O was on that team in 2010 as well as 2011, but O got called up to the NBA, so he missed the playoffs. And another one of their players got called up, I believe, to the NBA, but then I think he went overseas, so he missed the playoffs too. Hence, Steph, now has 31 points in the game. So the following 2 years after that, he's defensive player of the league for 2 straight years. Now, anybody that knows this guy knows that he's a defensive specialist. But it's just something about Nick Nurse that we saw yesterday that I believe that he brings out that extra little bit in those dogs. See, he's really like and I don't want to use the word dog trainer, but he's really like a orchestrator. Because I'm going to go back to what he said. He believes that his teams and his players are powerful and can do more than they thought they could do. And so, like, this goes back to life. What are we thinking about? And so when Toronto beat Milwaukee and Toronto come back and win 4 games straight and they beat Milwaukee, and they celebrate, great, we go into the championship. Did you see him yesterday? That's all Nick Nurse, man. Did you see their mindset yesterday after the game was over? Drake was jumping up and getting in everybody's face. Toronto did their interview and they walked back to the locker room. That's only one. We got to get 3 more. And we playing the back-to-back champions. But see, Nick Nurse already got them here. They already understand we're not going to celebrate. See, they understand we supposed to win. They understand these guys have to also compete with us. See, they understand that. So, Lamp, what up? What's happening, Lamp? B, yeah, I saw you, and I know that you're a Golden State fan. I'm not here to say that Golden State ain't gonna win. I'm just talking about a great basketball mind from Toronto. That's the head coach, and he used to be the assistant coach, but now he's the head coach, and he actually used to be the former head coach of one of my old players back in high school. So that's what we're talking about today. That's Michael Lampley, the CVS, Chicago Vocational High School legend that played right alongside the new head coach at Michigan University, Juwan Howard. Mike Lampley and Juwan Howard did some damage. They did some damage in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. Mike Lampley and Juwan Howard did some damage. If y'all don't know Mike Lampley, you should. All right, but now back to Nick Nurse. Let me get back to my notes. So Nick Nurse say that he's been around a lot of championship teams. That's why they have that mindset that they do. Like, we ain't in a rush. We not in a rush. Okay, Lamp, I got you. But I got the same one, Lamp. I had the same number for about 25 years now. But listen, the Toronto Raptors, Nick Nurse is getting his players to understand that he's been around championships. And Toronto has players that have been to the championship. Kawhi Leonard's played in championship, has won championship, finals MVP. I'm going to come back and do a live on Mr. Leonard. That's the second reason. So there's 3 main reasons why the Raptors can win. 3 main reasons. And I'm going to give y'all 3 and 3 different lives. It's all going to be before game 2. First reason that they can win is Nick Nurse. And so this man has won 4 championships. It don't matter if you win a championship. Correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. It does not matter. Oh, why I'm at it? Listen, if you want a copy of my book, we're in the Bless the Ball studios right now, but if you want a copy of my book, Understanding Life Through the Game of Basketball, I have a special right now. I have a special where all you have to do is pay shipping and handling, and you'll get the book on me. All you got to do is pay the shipping and handling, and you'll get the book on me. But this special is going away. It was supposed to go away today. I'm going to hold off on it for about 2 or 3 more days, and then I'm taking that link down. So I post that link for you. If you want to get a copy of my book, I will post that link right there, www.coachingcounts.info. So you can go and you can get the book really absolutely free. You pay the shipping and handling, and I'm gonna give it to you. I still had to pay for it to get printed, had to pay for it to get bound, and all of that. And then, you know, I will sign it and get it to you. All right, coachaccounts.info. You want to go there. But now back to Mr. Nurse, back to Coach Nurse. So he played in Northern Iowa, but Nick Nurse has been a head coach since he was 23 years old. So he has about 23 to 25 years of experience under his belt. And part of that experience, he went overseas and coached in Britain for about 7, 8 years. So we talk about a person that has an extreme amount of games on the sideline under his belt. So at some point, he has to know what to do because he's done a lot, if that makes sense. Because he's done a lot with a lot of different teams in a lot of different countries and a lot of different areas, he's probably failed a lot. So he's come up with a structure and a system that works for him. That's why he's won 4 championships. It don't matter if you win a championship at Division I level, Division II level, Division III level, NAIA level, the JUCO level. It's another level that's not NAIA. I believe the NCCAA, something like that. I'm not quite sure of that. Don't matter if you win a high school championship, a freshman championship, sophomore championship, varsity championship, NBA championship. Don't matter if you win a certain cup overseas or a certain championship there. Listen, you're a champion. Can't nobody take that from you. This man has won a championship 4 times. Yeah, Steve Kerr has won like 6. We get that. Steve Kerr has won 3 coaching. Nick Nurse has won 4. Think about it. You have to take into consideration the mindset and the expertise of this coach. Let me get ready to wrap this up in a minute. So now, hopefully you can still hear me. But 2011 and 2013, Coach Nick Nurse won a D-League championship with the Iowa Energy. And again, I use the story of Stefan Hanna because for Stefan Hanna to say that the person that can really, really get to him and can like bring out the best in him as a player was the coach that helped him win a championship on a professional level. And now the same coach has the opportunity to win a NBA championship. I think that's huge. I think that's huge. He also won, as I said, a BBL championship, British Basketball League, in 1996 and in 2000. And now this is what I want to leave you with about Nick Nurse. We know he liked playing fast. We know he liked playing together. Okay. But Nick Nurse says that he has 4 common ingredients. He said that he treats his team kind of like a recipe. And it's some main ingredients that's needed that like have that Right there. Right. Just try to just just good. You got 4 ingredients. And let me break them down to you. And then we have great energy. The first ingredient that he says great energy. So he's going out and he's looking for guys with great energy. Coaches, players, parents, who's ever watching this, whoever will see this, what type of energy are you bringing to the basketball court? Matter of fact, what type of energy are you bringing to those around you? See, if you have people around you that's sucking your energy out, it doesn't make it a welcoming place. And as a coach, we can't teach if the energy is bad. So we have to have people around us that has good energy and can also be a conduit, and then that energy starts to get bigger and bigger, but it's moving in a positive direction. So you have to make sure that you have positive energy, and then you're able to check yourself when you don't have that positive energy, or check those around you that may not have that positive energy, and like, hey, listen, I don't need to be around that right now. And better yet, have those people around you, especially coaches and players, have those people around you, no matter how good you are, they can tap you on the shoulder and say, man, your energy kind of off. You know, what's wrong with you? So Nick Nurse looked for people that has good energy. That's his first ingredient to his. The second thing is he looks for toughness. Now, Jay Billis wrote an article about this. Jay Billis wrote an article about this maybe back in maybe back in 2008. Jay Billis wrote an article about this, 2008, that I first got to Truman College, titled Toughness. If anybody wants this article, you can go to this website. All right, knockdownshots.info. It'll get you a free PDF. On how to shoot. And this is a whole course that I've created to teach you how to be a better basketball player. So it's a virtual course. If I can find the phone, you have it like at your hands, be able to have me at your hands learning the game of basketball and a whole lot of nice, neat stuff. You can purchase that there, and you get a free PDF anyway when you go here. But this will get you onto our mailing list. And so you get on our mailing list, then you can just send me an email and let me know that you would like this Toughness PDF by Jay Billis that he wrote back in 2008, because it was amazing. When most people think about toughness, they're thinking about people doing this, right? People doing this after they score. People, hitting all their chests. That's not tough. That's not tough. And Jay Billis goes into it remarkably. I mean, this is something coaches, literally, this is something that I would have, and coaches or anyone that wants that free book, just pay for the shipping and handling at the coachingcounts.info link. If you go there, coachingcounts.info, that will automatically get you on the mailing list too, and then you can get it as well. But it was sweet, because what Jay Billis talked about was none of that makes you tough. Like none of that makes you tough. What makes you tough is someone that's going to take a charge. What makes you tough is someone that's going to dive on the ground for a loose ball. What makes someone tough is that individual going to set a screen for his teammate so his teammate can get an open shot. See, this is what Jay Billis described as toughness. Being tough is not getting screened. Being tough can also be getting the rebound when it's in your area, or just going getting the rebound. See, so we have a misconception a lot of times about toughness because we think of bravado and we have to like so big and bad. Really, toughness is about your gut, your soul, and your mindset. What are you willing to do that others aren't willing to do? And think about it. The Toronto Raptors, what the Toronto Raptors have is basically a lot of role players. And they have guys that believe in the system and they tough. But most of the time when you believe in the system, it makes players tougher just because they believe in the system. So now their confidence level goes up because of how they think. You see where I'm going, right? But their confidence level goes up because they believe in the system and they know the system works. So now I'm going to go set that screen. Now I'm going to take that charge because I know that's an extra possession for us. See, Nick Nurse has developed his guys, and he comes from like great coaching pedigree, coaching all these years. He's coached under some great people. But now they're building up that momentum. And even if Kawhi Leonard isn't an outspoken person, this dude is tough. Let's talk about that. For the last 5 games, he's been playing on an injured ankle. Let's talk about that. Last 5 games, he's been playing on an injured ankle. And yes, Pop, I love him. I love Pop. One of the greatest coaches out there. And he started, part of that toughness in Kawhi. But I'm pretty sure Nick Nurse brought it out. Danny Green even said after the game last night, and sometimes I wish that I follow my first mind so that I can wish that I would have did this live before then, so that I could have said, like, tried to warn y'all to watch it, but now you can watch it. But Danny Green said a lot of this is Nick Nurse. He's allowed us to play the way we know how to play, and he's allowed for us to be creative. Danny Green said he's in the post. He like, Pop never let me go in the post. He was like, but Nick Nurse let me go in the post. All right, but Nick Nurse is building tough guys. That's his second key ingredient to that recipe, right? He said he has 4 key ingredients to build a successful team. The first one is that great energy. The second one is the toughness. Now the third and fourth one, I don't know which one to give you first, but mental focus. I'm gonna go with that one. The third ingredient of Nick Nurse teams are mental focus. The Raptors was down by 15 or 14 points like 2 games in a row to Milwaukee. Mental focus. And mental focus leads to poise. Are you going to be poised? Or are you going to be shaky and rattled? Toronto Raptors look poised. Even when they got blew out by Milwaukee, they still look poised. Now, again, I talked about Serge Ibaka has played in the finals. Serge hasn't won. Danny Green has played in the finals and won. Kawhi Leonard has played in the finals and won. Like, so they have experience. Their coach has coached championships. But what he's doing, all right, let's look at Fred Van Fleet. Let's look at Fred Van Fleet. Think of the mental toughness that this dude has had, but now Nick Nurse has been able to turn it up a little bit. Just think about it. And I'm not going to get into Fred Van Fleet either because, of course, I'm going to talk about him. And I'm going to talk about Siaka and like all those dudes. Because I'm going to give you 3 reasons why the Raptors can win the championship. And the first reason is Nick Nurse. But right now, he said it's 4 main ingredients that he needs to have that recipe for a team. And right now, we're talking about mental toughness. You have to be mentally focused. You have to be mentally tough because you're going to get everything thrown at you. And if you can't be mentally focused, players, coaches, even parents, your kids can't be mentally focused. And I'm talking mentally focused for the duration of the game, not just the first quarter, not just the first half, not just the 3 quarters, and definitely not just the fourth quarter. Has to be the duration of the game. The duration of the game. And now going back to Mr. Hannah, I had a coach of mine said, a former college coach of mine, and he also coached in the D League, but he came and watched us in high school when Stefan Hannah was playing at Hyde Park for us. And he said, you know what I like about that kid? And this was Gene Cross, played at well, gave his name out now, right? But Coach Cross. Coach Cross said, and he was at Notre Dame at this time. This is Notre Dame. And he said, this they were still in the Big East, hadn't moved to ACC yet. But he said, that kid can play at one level for the whole game. He said, we don't see that. When we're recruiting high school players, we don't see that. He said, most college players can't do that. Play at one level for the duration of the contest. You got to be mentally tough to be able to do that. So that's the third reason. All right, the first one, got to have great energy. All right, for Nick Nurse to have that, got to have great energy. Got to have people on his team, people on his staff, people around him that has great energy. Second thing, have to be tough. Remember, toughness is not and boom, boom. Toughness is doing those things that you need to do to be able to be successful. And then the third thing is the mental focus. I said mental toughness, but when you're mentally focused, that allows you to be tougher. The same way if you believe in the system, then that allows you to be tougher because your confidence get greater. So let's stop having fog light vision and let's have laser vision. All right, the fourth and final thing that Nick Nurse, the ingredient that he needs to have that perfect. Yeah, I'm having fun doing that perfect wow of a recipe. And this is togetherness. So what Nick Nurse is saying, and I can close my book of notes. What Nick Nurse is talking about is this. He said he likes to play fast and he likes to play the game shared. He likes to play fast and he likes to share the game. You can't share nothing if you're not together. And you're not together if you all don't have similar energy, if you have more people that's not tough than tough, and you have people not focused. There's no way you can be together. You have to have all those in order to have that togetherness. Because if one person has, say, all four and another person only has one, it's going to be some, it's going to be some teeter-tottering. Now, I didn't say that one person can have more of or be better than another person. See, one person can be focused, mentally focused, but if we have, they can be mentally focused for, say, 2 quarters. But if we have 10 people that's mentally focused for 4 quarters, that helps this person. Does that make sense? So in the same way with energy, if my energy is down, but people around me got great energy, they can help me bring my energy up. Or it's the same way with toughness, right? Toughness breeds toughness. You have some people, I remember it was a guy named Ed Harrington. I love Ed. Ed is a world-class model. Like he goes around the world now. Played for me at Truman. And Ed understood that he could shoot it. He wasn't the most athletic. And he was the only white guy on our team at that point. But he was probably the toughest dude on our team. He was a baseball kid. But he was tough because he understood that he brought that to the team. He brought the toughness out everybody else. It was another guy by the name of Eric Eisner at Truman, was just tough. People thought he was like, oh, this dude, like, all right. But this dude was tough. And that allowed for us to be together. That allowed teams to be together. So Nick Nurse has, again, won 4 championships. So he understands the pedigree needed and the pedigree to go into creating the championship culture. And so this is what he's doing at Toronto. And this is why I think that Toronto Raptors can shock the world. And the number one reason the Toronto Raptors can shock the world is because of Coach Nick Nurse. And I go back and say it again. If a guy like Stephon Hanna, that I trust, I believe in as a player and as a person, and I mean, at this point of the workout, Steph is like tired. Right? He ain't threw up. I never seen him throw up from a workout, but flat tired. And to go there, you know, to spark back, boom. My old coach, this remind me of him because you was able to touch some things in me to bring it back out of me, just like he was able to do. And they won a D-League championship. And if you ask Nick Nurse, I saw an interview. He said out of all the teams that he's coached and even all the championships that he's won, he said that 2011 Iowa Energy team was by far his favorite team. By far. So, hey, if you ever get a chance to see Stephon Hanna, if you ever get a chance to go by one of his sports clubs, ask him about it. See him on the basketball court, ask him about it. Ask him about his time with Nick Nurse. And see if the things that I'm telling you is in fact true. Or if it's indeed facts, however you want to look at it. All right. So again, before I get out of here, if you want to get a copy of where I put it, if you want to get a copy of my book right here, you can go Understanding Life Through the Game of Basketball. Shout out to my man Charles Peden right here. All right. He lost his mom recently. Man, we give you our condolences. I know it's hard, Chuck. If you would like the copy of the book, then you can click that link there, www.coachaccounts.info, and just pay for the shipping and handling, and we will get it over to you. All right. For the free PDF, you can go here. You want to get the course. Course is $97. The course is $97. You get so much value. You get so much value, so many modules, so many videos, so much that will help you enhance your basketball game, your child's basketball game, or your team's basketball game. And guess what? They can take it with them on the go, on the fly, because they have it at their computer, their cell phone, tablet, wherever internet access is available. All right. So talk to you later. This is Coach Carville Bailey. This has been a special episode of Life and Basketball. Feel free. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what your thoughts are about all this, everything I said. All right, you can leave it anywhere in the comments, wherever you may see this video posted. Just let me know what your thoughts are. All right, great coaches are made up of great players. True. But great coaches bring out things, and great players, they good coaches just can't do. All right. So in closing, I always say, man, reach for the top because the bottom is crowded as hell. And on behalf of Bless the Ball, again, I want to send our condolences to Coach Howard Moore and wish him a speedy recovery. Coach, we love you, man. We love you.